Here we have Dexter the Blade Jackson at his all-time best. Best. You notice I add a little twist at the end of my best? It's just one of the features that you will find here at Mark's Max Muscle. His very best was 2008. No argument. I mean, on paper, he was the Mr. Olympia champion. But if you want to split hairs and get down to details, when was he actually at his best? Probably 2009 at the Mr. Olympia event. I think most people will agree to that. He was a little bit more muscular. Little sizier, I think. But then you have to consider that dream lighting that they had in '09. Jay Cutler, the quad stomp. Come on. It had to have helped. So today we are going to... This is actually a redo. Here's the front double biceps pose. We are going to decide who is better, or which version is better. It's the same man, for goodness sakes. 2008 or 2009? I did this comparison years ago. I was a different man. I think I was a drinker. I probably was half cut. But all seriousness, 2008, Mr. Olympia champion, Dexter the Blade Jackson. Looks like he has a smaller waist. Looks like there's actual muscle fibers moving around in that midsection in 2009, which is maybe a good thing. He just looks bigger. And also, not only the lighting was much different, but the camera, where it is placed, if it's closer, if it's further back, it can really distort the size of these individuals. But I would guess it's all kind of a hypothesis, which is an educated guess. I think his wheels are bigger. I think his arms might be a little bit bigger as well in 2009. But that smaller midsection, perhaps, in 2008, could be the decider in this one. Go to the next shot here. And yes, this is a terrible picture for 2008. It's panned way back. That makes them look even worse. It's from a lineup, so he probably already went through all of the mandatories 8 or 7 times, or 6 or 8. As all the old guys, they say 6 or 8. That's all? 6 or 8? Always? Everything's 6 or 8 for these guys. But having said that, 2009, if you're going to try to judge between these two pictures, which I said it's impossible, especially the front lat spread, 2009 does look bigger and more muscular. Now the side chest is a perfect comparison. Looks like the angles are about the same, where the camera was placed, things of that nature. And he is absolutely bigger in those wheels. In 2009, I don't think it is a debate. I think Dexter, he was the Olympia champion. He worked out hard all year. Needed those gray, big, giant, massive quads. But take a gander, if you will, at the midsections. I think his midsection is a little bit bigger in 2009. So, come on, doing it again. Here's a side tricep. Another one is a total write-off. He's twisted. He's opening up too much in 2008. You know what's funny? What's ironic? And you guys are gonna think to yourselves, yes, that's true. That's true. The 2008, that's not an Olympia champion. 2009, he is Mr. Olympia there. They didn't announce the winner yet. So in 2009, when he was going through these poses, he was Mr. Olympia. But he wasn't in 2008. You guys see what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. I don't know. Here's the back lat spread. And, this is interesting. Is it not? You ask me, 2008, he looks bigger. The traps? Things of that nature? I mean, he is holding his head down. So I'm sure you size police. But Max, moron, why did you missize him? Well, I might have even made him too big. Could have made him even a little bit smaller in '08. But the lower half looks, about even. And don't try to tell me in the comment section below that his legs are bigger, or leagues, whatever you want me to say. He's tilting towards us in 2008 towards the right. Know what I'm saying? You can kind of see his quad a little bit more. And in 2009, know what I'm saying? You can see his left quad because he's tilted towards that way. Sing! But, I mean, you take a look at the back, the traps. I mean, geez Louise, his back does look a little bit bigger in 2008. So all this time, we were all thinking, including myself, 2009, the best version ever. Well, 2008, the back might have been better. Here's the back lat spread, and geez Louise. These two shots, about exactly the same, except he's holding his arm up a little bit higher in 2008. And in terms of the wheel size, same thing again, except the opposite effect, the opposite leg. It's the left leg in 2008 that looks bigger, and the right leg in '09 looks bigger because he's tilted in that direction. Now, I'm not trying to make this more interesting than it already is, but I actually think the back, the traps, look a little bit more defined in '08. Hear me out. Look at the lat insertions. They appear to be slightly thicker. Could be the lighting, but I don't know. I always thought the lighting in '09 was very, very good. So there is absolutely some shots that 2008, I would suggest, could be just as, or maybe even a little bit better than in 2009. But then there's the argument from the front point of view. Here's the abs and thigh. And just as I was about to suggest, '09, all the way from the front shots, front point of view, when the abs itself is the main focal point. It's not vocal, is it? No, it's the main feature here, is the abs. And aside from the rest of the physique, which I will admit, his lats are a little bit bigger. Is that right lat torn slightly? Maybe not. But having said that, his wheels do look bigger and maybe even more separated. But the abs, I think his midsection is a little bit flatter, a little bit more sculpted out. That is a fantastic set of abs. 6-pack. 8? However, 6 or 8. Again, everything's 6 or 8. Here's the most muscular, for goodness sakes. How many mandatory poses is there? Well, there's 6 or 8. So 6 back in the old day. They didn't do the side tricep or the most muscular. Then they added 2. So now there's 8. So it's literally 6 or 8 for everything. These old farts. Anyway, standing up a little bit more erect, more upright, and that's why I made him a little bit taller in '08. And I'm sure you guys always. But Max minced meat pie. You like that one? Yeah, I mean, you can see he's bending down further in '08. You can see the backs of his delts, a little bit more featured. Makes his traps look bigger. They're more individual in '08. But nothing doing. 2009, guys. I still stick with my guns. There's a similar back. Maybe even a little bit better. But I just think if they stood side by side, symmetry rounds, things of that nature. Do they even do symmetry rounds? I'll ask Milos Sarchev to ask Bob Ciccarello about that. Yes, we would see the two. '09 appears to be more vascular, more ripped, more muscle on top of muscle. So, yeah, 2008 was Dexter the Blade Jackson's best on paper. He won first prize, but he was third prize. I mean, geez, that would suck. Going in Mr. Olympia champion, they give you third prize. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys. Dexter the Blade Jackson, a true legend, and this is a redo. I've been redoing my old comparisons that I did like 5 years ago, or what have you. Dorian Yates versus Ronnie the King Coleman. Now Dexter the Blade Jackson. What will be next? Have a great one.